Hey everybody, it's John Paduchak,
And Ted, what's go?
and we're here with the Hangouts Made Easy videos, and this morning we're talking about equipment. One of my favorite subjects, I was just saying to Ted, because there's just so many different things that we use in Hangouts, but we try to keep it as simple as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of run through with you some of the different stuff people use, and then highlight it at the end with what you should be using to keep it like really, really easy. So let's start out. Big things that you need to get started really. Either headset. We got the old regular. There we go. Regular headset with USB cord, or it could be regular analog cord. And you got your microphone that flips out on most of them.
Or you can have earbuds like we are using here, which is ideal. They haven't got to be expensive ones or anything. Same as mine, I use my telephone ones and they're absolutely magic.
I was gonna say some of them even have the little microphone built in, so it gives you an extra microphone involved in the process, which is often good. And of course, they come in different types. The ones that go in your ears. I know sometimes the ones with the rubber can make your eardrums feel really compressed. I don't like them as much. I like the ones that kind of hang in. So there's different kinds of earbuds. Next big thing, camera, right? So old style cameras, we don't recommend so much. Like the older Logitechs, they're not as high resolution as the new HD ones. Big one that Ted and I like is the old Logitech C920, which of course 15 megapixels, Zeiss optics, studio audio. In fact, Ted, tell them what you use all the time.
Well, John, you just saw it on John earbuds, and the actual camera is the Logitech C920. It's got its own built-in mic, so I just don't bother with anything else on there. I'm quite happy with the tone of it. Everybody else seems fine with it. The camera is absolutely focused and everything just spot on. And personally, I don't think you can, at the moment, beat the Logitech C920.
I don't think so either. In fact, I'd say in some cases it actually is like very, very studio-like quality. So I mean, it's excellent, excellent quality. You'll see a lot of people use microphones. You can see I've got a blue microphone. I've got a pop filter on the front, which a lot of podcasters, etc., use because it helps with the your P's, and so you don't make that sound in the mic as you're talking. So that's something you might want to look into. The blues are great. They got the Blue Yeti, they got the Blue Snowball. They're a great microphone system. They work really, really well. So, but you don't need that. You can start out simple setup like Ted has, just the camera and the earbuds. Um, Another thing I recommend to a lot of people, Ted, is we talk a lot about the backgrounds and having some of the basic photo stands. You see a lot of times, like on Amazon, you'll see the two photo stands,
Mm.
and you've got like either a white background that drapes over or a green screen background that drapes over, and you can do that. I have that whole setup here. But instead of putting up that screen, I actually have one of these portable things behind me, and if I go up to the top, I'm just gonna push my camera up here a second. You can see that it's all clipped on around. It's like a 5x7 thing, and it folds up. Your kids, you might not have had this. I don't know. Remember when the kids were little, they had those little toys you could compress together. You fold them all up, and you stick them in a bag like this, and that's how that background works. It's just like one of those things. You roll it up, it rolls right up in a circle, and you stuff it in the bag. It's absolutely awesome.
Undo it and it pops up.
Yeah, and I was gonna say at the top you can see it's held on by like a number of clamps, and it's just a crossbar that goes across between two tripod stands. So the nice thing about getting a photo kit like that is I think they run for about somewhere between $110 to $175, and you can get you get a whole bag. You get the lights that come with it and everything else. I mean, if you need extra lighting, it works out great. But necessary, kind of overkill in a lot of ways for what we do, but as time goes on and you want to improve, it's something you might want to think about.
The other thing, I mean, so depending on your situation and that, if you've got hard walls in there and it's echoing and everything, just by hanging a plain blanket over some sort of bar at the back, it will absorb the sound and stop the echoing that you find.
Yeah, what would be perfect for that if you didn't have the money for the equipment or whatever, if you could just hang a microfiber sheet over the back. And why do I say microfiber? Because the microfiber doesn't wrinkle. The microfiber doesn't wrinkle up. That's Ted's dog in the background. And it works out excellently because you don't have the wrinkles in the background like you would with a regular sheet or something else, because that can be distracting too. You can see this one is kind of that muslin microfiber material, so it doesn't wrinkle up easy, which is great. They also have there are different places that you can get those microfiber backgrounds custom printed with your logo on it for $70, $80, all printed with your logo, full size sheet. I think it's 5x7 size. So you pop that behind you, you get your branding all done. It looks great. That's our next step. So I was talking a couple seconds ago about the lighting. Sometimes lighting is a challenge, but one easy way to get around that, and I've mentioned this to Ted a couple times, I got this from our good friend David Perdue, and that is just go and get these little lamps from Home Depot. They're the little clip-on lamps like you use to fix your car, work under the hood, and they're like $8. $8. They have bigger ones, like we used to have for chickens, little chicks and stuff, and same thing, clamp on, a little bigger light source, a little bit more, a couple extra dollars, maybe $12, so $8 or $12, you get a couple nice clip-on lights that you can put off the side, and you're ready to go. And Ted, you want to tell them about your background?
My background is an old projection screen, and it's ideal for me because I can just chuck it up anywhere. It folds up in seconds, it comes out in seconds. I mean, say there's been times when I've been literally late. We were having a hangout, and I'd be just about get back 30 seconds before, and within 30 seconds I can have that set up, sitting down with my lower thirds display, and I'm going like that, like I've been waiting for it to actually work. So yeah, that is real simple, and it was something that I had, so I didn't have to go out and buy it, and it's literally ideal. Quite a lot of the times I have a plant sit there. Today I haven't at the moment. Yes, John's
I got my plant.
Got his mother-in-law's tongue there.
Which is doing very well here, man. Very well.
Good. So yeah, it's nice just to break up something. As you can see, John's got the plant there on plain, and between the two, I prefer John's and a lot of other people. It just breaks up if you haven't got your name displaying. But even if you've got your name displaying, it's just nice to have something there that's breaking up the background for you.
Yeah, and you can kind of play some backgrounds too with your lower third, which we do here. As you can see, I've got our logo right there. I'm pointing at it. So I mean, that's another thing that you can work into the graphics. Yeah, thank you very much.
You got it right the first time.
So
usually it's the other direction.
It's very hard, when things are reversed. You have to really get your brain thinking about it. But so anyhow, we covered a lot of different things today. We talked about a wide variety, from the very expensive equipment that you can get. You can get microphones too that are portable, so that you can use them for multiple uses. Like for instance, one of the things we talk about a lot too is podcasting, and they've got some microphones that work good for online and offline. You could actually take and record while you're on air with. So there's a wide variety of stuff available. You'll see more stuff. We'll talk about it in the course. We wanted to show you some of the basic items that you'd be working with, and of course give you the simplest solution, which is just the C920, and a nice set of you can't go wrong with that.
I was going to say, because the most important thing is to have good audio. People will put up with slightly off um, picture quality, but if the audio is crap,
Yeah,
basically that's a big
no
turn
good.
off.
It's a deal breaker. And we've actually tested the C920 versus my Blue microphone, and there's a little bit of difference in pitch, but it's really pretty darn good. I mean, it's like a little bit flatter, but it's still excellent. I mean, you could get away with it for anything, for podcasting, for the Hangout stuff, for everything that we do. So
But you have to be careful if you've got dogs and they decide to go and have a drink of water, which mine
yeah.
always does when we're recording.
Muting is important. So learning to mute and good etiquette goes a long ways. But hey, that's it for our equipment for today. And like I said, we just want to run you through some of the basics. One last thing that I did leave out, I just remember it before we leave is, I do have one of these H800 headsets. It's the one that you can walk around with, and we know lots of people that use them. I haven't, but I'm thinking about it because I'm one of these guys that likes to walk and talk, and I can see I'm doing the studio thing in my basement. I've got an office downstairs, and putting a white background in, a whiteboard, and I'd like to be able to walk around and actually show things and illustrate things on the board. Um, so this could be a nice handy thing to have, just be able to walk around and talk. So
John,
just another thought.
one other last thing. We always get a question on. A lot of people remark that I don't get a lot of glare on my glasses, and they ask whether they're special glasses. And the answer is no. You can get some coated glasses and everything, but literally what I do is turn down the brightness on my screen. So I turn it right the way down to 0, and then it doesn't reflect so much. And that's basically how I get away with it on there.
Yeah, and I've got the photochromatic glasses. They don't show quite as much because they're polarized. And you can also do some things with bringing the light in from the sides, so it kind of lights across a little more. It might make it look better. So you can play around with your lighting a little bit as well. And you've got kind of an interesting lighting scenario over there. Do you want to show them what you use for your lights? Kind of, if you
Well,
want to. I know
I,
it's a surprise. Ted wasn't expecting me to ask him that.
yeah, I won't, because I've got all stuff all over the place. But basically, I've got 2 lights in front of me here. Either side, they're just little ones that I paid the equivalent of about I think $10 for each, which are ideal. Takes any of the shadows off my face. Then I've got directly over the top of me, I've got 3 other ones that come down. So that's a difference. If I only use them, if I just switch these out, you'll see the difference of what happens. Now, can you see that I've now got the shadow on?
Big
By
difference.
just having these 2 little lights on, you saw the difference, that one side had the shadow, then the other, and now no shadow whatsoever. And again, I get a lot of comments on that saying, it's sort of like studio type effect that I've got, whether I'm in a recording studio, and I assure you I'm not.
Yes, and one last thing we should mention. The background behind me comes in white, and the opposite side is black. If you have black hair, do not use the black background. It will make you look like you're bald, and I do not think that's what you want to look like.
And how do we know? Because one of our
We've seen it.
friends actually did it, and we saw the video, and I said to John, I said, has Jason shaved his hair or something? And he said, no, why? And then John looked at it and realised what I meant. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, Jason hadn't seen it, but he learnt by that. It was quite funny.
he did. And then we had Michael, another guy in our group, who was on with us one morning, and he had the same thing. He had the black background. I said, you might want to switch that out. He goes, why? Because it makes you look bald. Because of the whole,
Oh,
because of the
you
black
mean
and back. And
Michael feels same?
yeah, yeah. He was masquerading one morning. But anyways, it's another story for another day. So anyhow,
Yes, it's getting
equipment,
long.
it's getting long. I think we've covered everything. We've given you the basics, and gotten into some more advanced stuff that you can work on as time goes on. So you can start out with as low a budget as you want, as high a budget as you want. You can work your way up from small to something larger and scale it up.
But
But
if there's something that you're unsure of or that, just ask us. You
yeah,
know, there'll be a link underneath that you can contact us. If you're in any of our groups, just contact us and ask the questions. You know, that's what we're there for. We're approachable. We're live. We're human. You know, well, I am anyhow.
yeah, I am too. We won't admit that. But anyways, so just ask if you've got any questions about the background and lighting and all of that. Just ask. There's lots of options. And on that note, thanks for watching. We'll see you
Bye
in the
now.
next one. Bye bye.